wrestling fans, thanks for clicking the dreaded D-Rose report. The 25th WWE Survivor Series pay-per-view has sold out at Madison Square Garden in New York City. With the exceptions of a few random single seats, the event's already sold out. So, you know what that means when they print something like that? It's not sold out. There's random seats available. Oh, well. PWI's top 50 female wrestlers. I'm going to go from 15. I'm not going to do the whole 50, but I should have looked seen who number 50 was. But anyway, do top 15. Did 15 because kind of heard of some of these. A lot of them we haven't seen yet. We might soon. Number 15 comes in at Kelly. 14 is Sarita. 13 is Layla. Angelina Love after that. Liv Torres. Sarah Del Rey. Mischief is number 9. Tara is 8. Beth Phoenix. Cheerleader Melissa. Madison Rains comes in at 5. Natalia. Then Mickey James at 3. Mercedes Martinez. And Madison Eagles. I think she's with Shimmer. I think I mentioned that yesterday, so not too familiar with her. Wouldn't mind being familiar, but oh well. Here's a few more details about the Jeff Hardy legal happenings in Fayetteville. Yesterday I was telling you about how it came in the mail and it was intercepted by FedEx and all this. Okay, the wrestling fan, now this is supposedly where this reads, a wrestling fan, Thomas Ray Cruz, met Jeff Hardy at a show in Florida and offered to supply him with prescription pills. This is the shipment that arrived at his address, to Jeff Hardy at the FedEx shipment facility September 10th, the day before he got arrested. The pills were in a Maxwell House coffee can, and Cruz, who lives in Florida, was arrested in Moore County in November of 2010 on charges of conspiracy to traffic an opium and 2 counts of trafficking in opium. He's now free on $50,000 bond and will return to court this November. So let me see. So somebody gets a little slack cut on them. In fact, quite a bit of slack cut on them. And then all once they were able to find this wrestling fan, and now they got him. So I think there was a little bird singing a song. That's why Jeff Hardy got, comparatively speaking to what he could have got, slap on the wrist. Jeff Hardy's lawyer told the court that he began using pain pills because of wrestling. He said wrestling is a physical, demanding, and violent, and that's what the fans want, is violent. So it's our fault. Remember that. According to Jeff Hardy's lawyer, he tested clean for drugs since his arrest and has been cooperative with police, which I don't know what they tested him for, but since his arrest, he was at the TNA show going to wrestle Sting, and he's no condition. Of course, he could have been just drunk, I guess. But anyway, the lawyer brought up how Hardy does charitable work and mentioned that he is one of the top requested stars for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And the judge asked how many of those parents would want someone dealing with their children who is using drugs. Prosecutors were wanting Hardy at least to do 30 days in jail. The judge reduced it to 10. Judge is going to be very upset if he violates probation. Hulk Hogan, by the way, appeared on NBC's Fours, whatever that is, in New York Live Friday to promote True TV's Micro Championship Wrestling going into their debut week. I forgot what day it's on, but anyway, maybe I got it down here. But anyway, if you guys see it, remind me about it, and I'll maybe catch it on a replay. Anyway, Hogan talked about wanting to, help the promotion out, to get off the ground, and help the wrestlers to have a better life, quality of life for themselves, and helping their families. And Hogan said he was brought into MCW by the owner, who he called Randy Savage's best friend, and did not mention TNA at all. Never mentioned who Randy Savage's best friend was. And I thought he had a little stake in this, so you can't tell me he's not in it for the money either. Hogan revealed that Brian Knobbs is going to be joining him on the show, and who would have thunk? Knobbs is going to be driving, of all things, the the micro wrestlers Winnebago from show to show, I guess. Interviewers brought up the criticism over Hogan's new wife Jennifer's looks that looks like his daughter Brooke. Hogan said he heard that and also heard that Brooke looks like his ex-wife Linda. Hogan says apparently from a distance all blondes look alike. I wouldn't mind seeing one of them up close. Triple H spoke with MoviePhone.com this week to promote WWE Studios Inside Out. Here's kind of some of the highlights. Hugh Jackman is guest hosting on an upcoming... well, anyway, some of the highlights are on the internet. But Hugh Jackman is guest hosting on an upcoming episode of Raw. He's going to be joining a long list of celebrity guest hosts, but there were hosts that had a pedigree coming to him. He might. Never know. I'd like to give, it says here about Hunter, said, I'd like to give one to Bob Barker, he said, just because it's Bob Barker. But, I don't have, like to pedigree Al Sharpton. Said Al Sharpton was guest host, and he showed up 10 minutes before he did his thing. He did it and then left 5 minutes later. He said he couldn't have cared less. He could have phoned it in. He said it was the worst appearance ever. And worst hairstyle except for mine. WWE's website is got a new storyline article up looking at why John Laurinaitis was in the limousine with Kevin Nash on Monday's Raw Super Show. Laurinaitis issued the following statement to WWE website. Catch this bull. Kevin Nash is a friend of mine. We have a long history, and I'm the one who hired him. I think that under the circumstances of Kevin's firing are unfortunate, and ultimately I don't make the rules around here. Chief Executive Officer does, Triple H. As far as the conversation in that limo, the Executive Vice President of Talent Relations says, I cannot disclose the nature of the private conversation with our talent in order to respect the integrity of the office and respect the hell out of Kevin, and I wish him the best in future endeavors. WWE Friday announced that former World Heavyweight Champion Edge will appear on next week's episode of SmackDown, which emanates from Toronto. And WWE's synopsis reads, for the first time since retiring from WWE, Edge comes home to SmackDown as special guest star. Don't say manager. What does the R-rated superstar have in store for WWE Universe this Friday? We don't know. WWE has a Raw Live event scheduled for this Thursday, December 29th at the Verizon Center, Washington, D.C. Tickets are on sale, by the way, now. WWE Champion Alberto Del Rio is featured on the cover of the latest issue of Power Slam magazine. Vicky Guerrero has launched her official website now. It's called myvickyguerrero.com. Oh, that is just fantastic. All right, WWE.com Monday announced about the Hugh Jackman will host the December 19th episode of Raw Super Show live from Cleveland's Quick Loan Arena. In 2 weeks, I'll be climbing into the ring on Raw and hang with the superstars, he says, and I'll give the WWE Universe an exclusive first look at my new movies, Real Steel. He said, don't miss it, said Jackman, who stars an upcoming sci-fi action flick in theaters October 7th. Raw is, and WWE is a hell of an advertising machine. No matter what's going on, there's constant advertising. When the match is over, there's commercials. During the match, there's still advertising. On backstage promos, they're still doing advertising. They have a Raw guest, still advertising. Money. I like to be a stockholder in that to begin with, but stock kind of went down, so it may come back up. They keep putting out movies the way they do, it ain't going to come back up. Hey, thanks for clicking, you guys. Have a good day tomorrow. I got to go.